Well, welcome to our Jeremy Ranch Market Update webinar. I'm Ron Wilstein, and I'm a broker at Keller Williams Real Estate in Park City, Utah. During the next several minutes, we're going to look at what's been happening in Jeremy Ranch in terms of recent real estate sales. I hope to anticipate most of your questions, but if I don't, I want you to know that you can, below this main presentation screen, you can ask your questions, any that come to mind, simply by typing your question in the field below this box at any time during the webinar, and then click Send Your Questions button, and I will receive your questions by email, and I will then respond to your questions by email. If you prefer and would like to speak with me, that'd be great. Please include your phone number and the best time to reach you by phone, and I will be happy to contact you. And of course, you can always call me directly from Park City. You can reach me at 435-487-0151 or toll free at 1-800-535-0151. Now, before we look at what's been selling in Jeremy Ranch, let me share with you what's been happening overall in the Park City real estate market, because this sets the backdrop for the Jeremy Ranch marketplace. The information that I'm going to share with you covers the 12-month period beginning August 1st, 2012 and going through to July 31st, 2013. And then I'll compare the sales activity with what occurred during that same time period the year before. There have been a total of 1,316 sales in Park City. This number consists of homes, condominiums, and vacant land. And this is up 19% or 210 sales from the previous year when we had 1,106 closed sales. There were 556 sales during the past 12 months compared to 478 sales during the same time period the year before. That's up 78 sales or 16%. Condominium sales are up 18% or 86 sales, with 568 sales during the past 12 months compared to 482 sales for the same time period the year before. Vacant land sales were also up this past year. Sales rose from 146 sales to 192 sales this past year. That's a nice 32% increase in the number of sales over last year. Now let's talk about prices. Prices are definitely on the rise, although there is some mixed messages when it comes to the sales in the Park City market overall. So let's break this down by homes, condominiums, and vacant land, and evaluate both within the Park City limits as well as in the county area of the Snyderville Basin. Home prices are up by 12% within the Park City limits. The median home price rose during the past year to $1,115,000 from $1 million even the previous year. Property values were also up in the Snyderville Basin by 9%, from $620,000 to $677,500 during the past 12 months. Condominium prices also rose this past year. Within the Park City limits by 9% or $42,500. This is from $472,500 up to $515,000 during the past year. In the Snyderville Basin, condo prices climbed by 15%, rising from $270,000 the previous year to $310,000 during this past 12 months. Land values also rose both within the Park City limits as well as in the Snyderville Basin. The median price for land was $580,000 compared to $470,000 the year before. This is a $110,000 increase. That's up 23%. Prices for land in the Snyderville Basin rose by 11% over the previous year. They climbed from $225,000 to $250,000, nearly up $20,000. Now, let's take a look back at the Park City real estate market and what's occurred over the past 8 years. The height of the market was in 2005. That is when we saw the greatest number of sales in Park City's history. Then, starting in 2006, the air went out of the market. the number of sales dropped significantly for 4 years in a row. So we went from having 2,989 sales at the height of the market in 2005 down to 693 sales in 2009, which was the bottom of the market. Then the market started to recover, and the number of sales rose by 38% in 2010 from that 693 sales figure all the way up to 955. Then in 2011, it climbed to 1,112 sales by year end. And then last year, we closed out the year with 1,228 sales. As you can clearly see from this graph, the Park City market continues to strengthen and improve with steady growth over the past 3 years, and it remains strong this year as well. Well, let's turn our attention to the Jeremy Ranch area. What's been happening in your neighborhood? There were 57 home sales in Jeremy Ranch during the past 12 months, compared to 58 sales a year before. So that's down 1 sale or 2%. Relatively flat, I'd say. Home sales in Jeremy Ranch have been selling at a pace of about 1 sale every 6 days. This is very good. This is probably the best of all neighborhoods I've seen in Park City. Rapid sales, you put your property in the market, correctly price it, it's going to sell quickly. There are currently 30 sale homes on the market in Jeremy Ranch, which means, statistically speaking, we have a 6-month inventory of homes for sale in Jeremy Ranch. And we call this the absorption rate because it projects how long it will take for the current inventory of homes for sale in Jeremy Ranch to be purchased or to be absorbed into our current market based upon the rate of sales over the past year. Selling prices have ranged from $280,000 all the way up to $1,860,000, quite a range. This, of course, depends upon the size and the location of the homes. The median sold price for homes in Jeremy Ranch was $710,000, which is up 15% from the previous year's median sold price of $617,500. So this is good news for Jeremy Ranch homeowners. Now let's turn our attention to Jeremy Ranch lots. Lots in Jeremy Ranch have been selling at a pace of 1 every 28 days, but let's look at it first and see exactly what we've sold this past year. There have been 13 lot sales in Jeremy Ranch during the past year compared to 7 the year before, so that's up 6 sales or 86%, very positive. As I mentioned, we're seeing lots selling in Jeremy Ranch at a rate of about 1 sale every 28 days. Now, there are currently 11 home or 11 lots for sale in Jeremy Ranch, which means, statistically speaking, that we have a 10-month inventory of properties for sale in Jeremy Ranch. Selling prices have ranged from $115,000 on the bottom end of the scale to $350,000 at the top end, depending upon the size, the slope, the location, of course, the views from the lot. The median sold price of these lots is $165,000, which is, by the way, unchanged from the previous year, which happened to be exactly at $165,000 then. So overall, that's what's happening in the Jeremy Ranch real estate market. Now, if you would like to receive details on the specific properties that sold in Jeremy Ranch and make up the data that I've summarized for you, you can simply send me an email at my email address at ron@thewilpsteinteam.com, or simply type in your name and email address in the fields just below this presentation window. And in the question box, type in, send me Jeremy Ranch data, and I will promptly email you them. And so you'll see which homes sold, you'll get pictures, data on all of them, and that will kind of fill in the gaps from my overview here. Now, before we conclude this webinar, let me show you how you can get this kind of information on the Jeremy Ranch market at any time you wish. And you may wish to bookmark this page on your computer for future reference. If you go to BuyParkCityRealEstate.com/Jeremy Ranch, or you can go simply to thewilpsteinteam.com/Jeremy Ranch. Both addresses will take you to exactly the same place. You're going to arrive at this page. Now, you get a lot of choices when you arrive at this page. You can watch the latest webinar on the Jeremy Ranch market simply by selecting this green button. That's in essence what you're watching right now, and we'll update it from time to time. So you can watch the most recent one, or you can click on the blue button to the right, and I'll send you details on all active listings, pending transactions, and closed sales in Jeremy Ranch going back 1 year. In essence, you'll receive the specific data of each listing and sale that make up the summary comments in our webinars. You can request this information at any time. You can do it today, you can do it in a month from now, you can do it in 6 months from now. I will send you the most up-to-the-minute information about the Jeremy Ranch real estate market whenever you request it. Now, a little bit lower down on this screen, you're going to come to the properties. Now, these are the all active listings in Jeremy Ranch. Now, if you wish to narrow it down to a specific price range, you can easily do this. Just look at the top here where it says Search Jeremy Ranch Listings. Right below that, we've set up some preset price ranges that you can click on them, and they'll take you to the matching properties in a snap. So it's a nice way to search if you don't want to catch every single price range. Once you've selected a specific property, you'll get lots of information on the home, the number of bedrooms, the number of bathrooms, the square footage, of course the price, and you'll be able to watch a slideshow of the photos of each property. Or you can jump outside and you can see what the property looks like from an aerial view. You can see what surrounds it, and this is always interesting when you're considering a property. Finally, if you want to find out how much your property is worth in today's market, you can send me an email, again, at ron@thewillstonteam.com, or click on the red button below this screen labeled Contact Me for a free property value assessment, and fill in the details on the form that will pop up, and I'll send you a detailed analysis of your property to find out exactly what it's worth in today's market. Now, we're here to be the source of honest, accurate information about the Park City real estate market. We offer this information and these property value assessments free of charge, no obligation whatsoever. We want you to know that you can always get good information from us, and if you later desire to use our services, that's great. But we want to keep you informed of what's happening in Jeremy Ranch, and we've set up our website and these systems and these webinars in order to do that. So we believe that it will be helpful for you. Certainly take advantage of it. It's here for you. Finally, let me conclude by telling you about our Park City Market Talk webinars. Each month on the second Tuesday of the month, we present a webinar known as Park City Market Talk. We bring to you the latest news about the Park City real estate market. We update these webinars every single month, so you always get current sales data about the Park City market. And so in our 20-minute presentation, we discuss the condition of the Park City market. We describe what's selling, what's not selling, as well as current sales prices. And we tend to zero in on a couple of topics that seem to be on most people's minds based upon the questions that we get throughout the month, and so we'd like to cover them on the webinars as well. During the presentation, you can ask any questions that come to mind, just like you can on this webinar, and we will promptly answer them. And if you can't make it to the second Tuesday of the month to watch it when it comes out, you can always watch a replay of the webinar anytime you want. They're always available on our website. And certainly if you haven't participated in the past, we do hope that you would join us sometime in the future on our Park City Market Talk webinar. Well, having said all that, again, I want to thank you for watching our Jeremy Ranch Market Update. Enjoy our website and have a nice day.